Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Employed Baltimore Show, where we highlight a variety of businesses in Baltimore City that are now hiring. Now, these positions are also listed on our digital job board, which you can find online at the link below, moed.baltimorecity.gov/job seekers /now hiring. We want you to please also comment, like, and share this video on your Facebook pages to help your family and your friends who may need a job or training for a career change. As some of you may know, I am Katanya Lester. I'm one of the hosts for this session today. I'm a business representative with MOED, and I collaborate with businesses to help them hire qualified job seekers just like you. Now, I also have the awesome opportunity to work with great colleagues who provide the same services, such as my co host for today and my fellow BSR, Joy Brown. Hey, Joy, welcome to the show today.
Hello. Hello, Katanya. How are you?
I'm
How's
good.
it
I'm
going?
good. I'm great. I'm excited to be here with you. I'm back in the saddle again, and you're a newbie with the virtual show, but you're going to do wonderful. Just absolutely wonderful.
Yes, I am new with the show.
So we have a really packed show for you. This today we have three guests, and we just have a lot of information that they want to share with you. And then, of course, I'm sure a lot of you heard yesterday on the news that our Governor Hogan will be canceling the additional $300 a week in unemployment insurance benefits. However, don't fear. We are here at MOED to make sure that we can help you get re-employed or find new employment. And Joy and I, that's what we do along with our other colleagues here at MOED. So feel free. What are your thoughts about that, Joy? And then tell everybody about.
Well, you know what? When I heard that news, Katanya, I was excited. I was excited only because I have these employers that are ready for job seekers. They got job openings, and I have customers too that they're
Great.
ready to work. So I just can't wait to put the two together, satisfy my employers and satisfy my customers at the same time. And
Exactly.
as you said before, I have been working with the Mayor's Office of Employment Development, as we know, MOED, for over 19 years as a business service representative. And Katanya, the reason why I have been doing this so long, because Katanya, I love my job. It's
Hmm.
nothing more satisfying than seeing my customers when they get that job and they're just so excited. You know, I can pay my bills, I can get a car, just things that they can do. And not only
Right.
that, on the employer side, watching the employers who have been trying to get qualified candidates for their
Hmm.
open positions and just seeing the gratitude that they have when we could put that together. That's why I love what I do and been doing it so long as I've been doing it.
And you do it so well. And
Thank you.
you're absolutely right. We are here to service the businesses as well as the customers so that we can, create a really thriving economy. And one of the ways that we like to do that is with the Maryland Workforce Exchange site. It's an online job and workforce service system, and it's wonderful. It's designed for a lot of people to use it. Individuals seeking benefits and services such as job
Mhm.
seekers, students. We have case managers that use the Maryland Workforce Exchange, in addition to
Mhm.
employers and businesses, but also training providers and a whole host of workforce professionals.
Yes, you're so right. You know, Katanya, we require that all of our job seekers register for Maryland Workforce Exchange. And during this COVID time, it's always been a system that we've used, but people have been using it more often since they've been doing things virtual. And it's a beautiful system. The
Mhm.
employers get to go in there and look for job seekers get to go in there and look for employers. It's just a great tool to use.
Exactly, no doubt. And and the for anyone who needs to register, not just job seekers, but also businesses, we do encourage you to go to the website, which is mwejobs.maryland.gov. And with that being said, in this virtual recruitment episode, we will speak with two employers and a training provider who are registered with MWE. Our guests for today are Lakeisha Hunt. She's a recruitment and performance management analyst with the Department of Public Works, or as we call it, DPW. We also have Kirsten Moore. She's a program manager for healthcare training at Secours Mercy Baltimore Health System. And last but definitely not least, we have Ashley McMichael. She's an office assistant at Trustworthy Staffing. So these ladies are going to give you some wonderful information about their companies and the opportunities that they have available. Right, Joy?
I'm excited. I can't wait. And not only that, let's get started, Katanya, with our first guest, Lakeisha Hunt of DPW.
Hey everybody, how you
Hi,
Hi,
how
doing?
are you?
welcome
I'm
to the
fine.
show.
This is my first time, but I'm very happy to be here. I want to thank you guys for allowing me to come here. I do have a little
Oh,
puppy, so if you hear a little bark, that's him. Um,
that is okay. I
so
have one as well.
Department of Public Works is in dire need of CDL drivers, and I'm trying to fix the camera so I'm not. Maybe that's better. Okay, we're in dire need
Okay.
of CDL drivers. So Department of Public Works, we service the city all over. Solid waste, your trash, cleaning up the dirt, um, the water utilities, the people in the blue trucks, and we also have water filtration and wastewater filtration plants that
Okay.
clean your water and change your sewage water. All of those areas need CDL drivers, primarily solid waste. Um, but we're really, really short staffed. And we would
Mhm.
love for you, if you have that license, which is an A and B, to come over. Um, the posting, I can just tell you right now, the posting is up continuous. So you can just go ahead and apply on baltimorecity.gov and click recruitment. We currently just increased salaries. So the CDL driver one starts
Wonderful.
at
Wonderful.
38,805, and the CDL
Okay.
driver two starts at
Awesome.
$42,607. In solid
Awesome.
waste, because of the areas that we use a water truck, street sweepers, compactors, bulldozers, uh, excavators, dump trucks. In the water, we also use backhoes, also bulldozers, dump trucks, utility trucks, vac-coms, and payloaders.
Mhm.
Again, the requirement is an A and B license. Some of them is 1 or 2 years of driving experience. Also, if you have experience in electrical maintenance or installing in exterior lighting systems and building construction electrical work, that substitutes as well. Also, your years of experience in heavy equipment operation. We took a couple of positions and kind of combined the classification all together. So it's drivers, but it's also a lead. So if you have lead experience, you could qualify for a CDL driver too.
Hmm,
Awesome.
that's a lot of positions.
Yes, indeed. And as you mentioned, Lakeisha, there's been a recent increase, even during COVID, in the salaries for the CDL drivers and many of the other positions that you mentioned. So, for the CDL drivers, you're taking A and B licenses. Do you require for the drivers to have a certain amount of years of experience? Because here at MOED, we also have training for those programs. So, are you open to taking individuals who are coming out of those training programs or who have less than a year of experience? What's your requirement for that?
Well, for the CDL driver one, you have to have 1 to 2 years of experience operating automobiles, vans, buses, pickup trucks, 2.5 to 6 ton trucks, or a year of the electrical maintenance and installation repair that I explained. An equivalency is the 3 years of heavy equipment operator experience for the CDL driver one. For the two, it requires, some may require 3 years of laboring tasks, a year of lead responsibilities, including assigning, reviewing, and approving work, and also the installing of the lighting. Like I said, some of the positions have combined, but you also do need an A or B. We take both of them. Before, it was one position only took a B, and then the other took an A, but both of them take A or B. It just depends on how much experience you have after that.
That's
Okay.
wonderful. So experience does play a role in the various positions and the salaries and things. That's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Now,
increased the
what?
salary because that was one of our biggest holes. We couldn't get people
Yes,
to come in because they weren't getting paid enough. So we increased the salary
absolutely.
to try to pull more people in.
Okay.
Absolutely. Wonderful.
Cool. Now, in
Wonderful.
addition to them driving, will they be interacting with the public to some degree? What type of
Yes.
person are
So
you looking for?
we are looking for people, people, because people 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 that deal with the public.
A people
Because we
person.
are Department of Public Works, we service the city. So we
Yeah.
might be driving,
That's
but we
right.
do come in contact with our constituents when we empty their trash, when they have issues. Because if
Okay.
they see the uniform and they see DPW, the first thing they say is, "Hey, I have a
Yes.
question."
Yes.
That's
So
right.
we want you to have some type of customer service experience to a degree, because
Okay.
we do
Okay.
service the city in all capacities.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's
Yes.
right. Well,
Yes.
Lakeisha, we just thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all this valuable information about DPW. And we are just looking forward to referring candidates for you for those positions that you have. And we thank you so much for increasing those wages. That's just wonderful.
Yes.
Yes, no doubt, because the service that you provide is very essential. We never realize,
Yes,
oh, how important it is until it's limited, as it was during
that's
COVID, and we
right.
understand why, or if it's not there at all. So speaking
Right.
of that, what's the best way for people to apply for any of these positions so that they can become a part of DPW?
They go to baltimorecity.gov and you'll click on the recruitment. It's a little colorful circles on the website. Also, I believe we sent the link to MOED, so I believe it's on your job board as well.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And just if you already subscribe to working or applying for government jobs, you already have a profile because we use
Hmm.
NeoGov, and all you have to do is click
Wonderful.
apply and fill out the needed information.
Wonderful. You guys are on top of it.
Trying.
Well, yes, thank you so much for joining us today, and we're going to invite you
Thank
back
you.
again.
Anytime.
So we can hear all the great success.
Yes. I'll come. Just let me know when you need me.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Take care,
You're
Lakeisha.
very welcome. You do this.
All right, everybody. We want you to stay right there. Don't go away because we do have two more awesome guests for today's show. Coming up next are Kirsten Moore. She's the program manager for healthcare training at Bond Secours Mercy Baltimore Health System. And we also have Ashley McMichael. She's an office assistant, and she's going to tell us more of about the opportunities at Trustworthy Staffing. Welcome to the show, ladies. How are you?
Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank
Very
you guys for
awesome. Awesome. Thank you for joining us today. And we understand this is your first time doing one of the virtual shows as well, but please don't let it be your last. What we're going to do, I can get started by asking each of you, let everyone that's watching know a little bit more about yourself, your role, and more information about the company for which you work at, where you're trying to get more people. Well, let's start with Kirsten.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kirsten Moore. I'm the program manager for healthcare trainings at Bon Secours Community Works. And I serve as the program manager. I also serve as the case manager. And what I do is I oversee all of our healthcare initiatives. So right now we're offering CNA GNA training, which stands for Certified Nursing Assistants / Geriatric Nursing Assistants training. It's 2 certifications in one. And we're also doing medical front office training. The organization is located in the West Baltimore area. We serve mainly the West Baltimore community. However, we will serve anyone, predominantly in the Baltimore City region. And we have a number of services, even outside of workforce development. We help with what we call wraparound services, where we are providing financial literacy, job readiness, mock interviewing, anything to get the person ready for employment we're offering, in addition to resources as well.
Wonderful. Sounds
Yes.
great. And that's
Yeah.
definitely, all of those services are definitely needed right now.
Yes.
How about you, Ashley? Tell us more about yourself.
Okay, my name is Ashley. Good afternoon. I'm from Trustworthy Staffing Solutions. We are a nursing agency, so we do hire nurses, CNA, GNA, med techs, and home health aide. What I do, I am an office assistant. I also coordinate with clients and the staff to schedule their services. So right now we are hiring for CNA, GNAs, also RNs, LPNs, and home health aide. My main position here is to do coordinate the staffing for home care. And what I do is find CNAs, home health aides, GNAs to staff them in a home care setting for individuals that need some help in their home. So that's what we're looking for right now, just some competent individuals that are compassionate and caring and clinically competent that can do things at home. So I guess after you go see Kirsten and get the training, you can come to us.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
They're definitely CNA, GNAs as well right now, and a dire need for that at the moment. And you're always hiring full-time, part-time, and also PRN, which is like call status as well, pretty flexible as well. So that's a plus because we can try to work around your schedule and match you with a client that you can fit with if you have that passion in your heart that you can take care of someone else.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's amazing how you two mesh together today. We got the training and employee. It's just perfect. Let me ask you this, Kirsten. You did talk a little bit about the company as a whole, but can you tell me a little bit, elaborate a little bit more about the positions that, far as your training, what actually in detail to currently fill those training slots? Are they full-time or part-time? What do a candidate need to do to get into those training slots?
Sure. So the qualifications are pretty general. They need to be at least 18 years or older. You also need to be a Baltimore City resident. And also we ask that you be what I call three things: open, honest, and to communicate. If I will, let me break that down. So open, meaning that you are open to the services that we're offering, because we not only offer the CNA, GNA, but we're giving them everything to really turn the person into a true professional. Because that's really the goal. It's not just a job, it's a career.
That's right.
They're going for it. Exactly. So that's being open to what we're going to offer. And then to be honest, healthcare is not an industry that you just do. You need to have some sort of passion for it. So it's important that you are honest with yourself about wanting to do this work. And lastly, to communicate. And I can't stress that enough to the students. If you communicate with us, meaning the staff and everyone that's involved in this journey with you, then you're bound to be successful. So those are my three things that I stress to the students. And it can really, if you utilize all the services, you can really make out very well.
I was trying to jot them three things down. That is excellent. Excellent. And Ashley, and you mentioning, and it's amazing, you don't know about caregiver positions until you in that situation. And you definitely have to have a passion for that. And I know it firsthand about that. So saying that to say, can you tell us more about, I know you have positions for what positions, I know the positions for the caregiver and you're in the home, but what else would they need? Is there anything in addition that they need to prepare for to do this job? I know we're coming out of COVID, so I don't know if they're in the job or they're doing a little, well, you can do virtual, but is it part-time? Is it full-time? How are we going into this now?
So just to piggyback on what Kirsten's saying, you have to be open in what you can do. Because we have all types of positions that are available. People are in need all around the clock. So yeah, sometimes it is part-time. Sometimes it could be full-time. And when I mean full-time, it could be 8-hour shift, 12-hour shifts, or it could be something 2-hour shifts. It's just about what you can do. And that's how we best match you with a client based on what your availability is and what your knowledge is, and what that client needs. But the most important thing is that you have to be committed. And like she said, you do have to be compassionate. It's not a field that you go into just to, get a pay. It's something that you actually have to be passionate about and want to and do and work with us, and we can work with you. Going in COVID, we do provide obviously the PPE going in. You want to make sure you have masks and things like that to make sure that our employees and our clients are both safe. And you really never know what you're walking into when you're going into home care.
That's what exactly.
Like Kirsten said, you have to be open because you really know, you're going into someone that needs help. So everything's not put together when you walk in there. You
I
have to be
agree.
able to have the compassion to want to go in and understand that somebody's in a situation that they need help, and you're the person that can help them out.
Wonderful. Well said. Well said.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Katanya?
Thank you, ladies. Now that kind of overlays into my next question. We are currently in the process of doing our best to come out of COVID, so to speak, but it is still here.
Right.
So, in addition, like you said, to the PPE and the protective gear, is there anything extra that you all do to make sure that you're safe, you're for the safety of your staff as well as your students or even your employees during COVID? And we can start with Kirsten for that answer.
Sure. So our response to this is rather simple. We have converted all of our trainings to a virtual model. So the entire training is virtual. So that is all of your classroom theory, down to your clinical demonstration. All your materials will be mailed to you. So there's no need for any in-person engagement unless it's requested. That is happening on a case-by-case basis. If a client needs certain things that needs to be delivered in person, for instance, if they need virtual equipment to use for training, that would be something that we would physically go in person to help the person out. But all other services are done virtually as of right now.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm sure you have a lot of technology to go with that, to make that transition. For example, CPR, like that's always, even though we have,
Absolutely.
the dolls or whatever to do that on, that's always something that if you could do hands on. But that's really good how you were able to pivot in that way.
Right. Absolutely. Yes. And even the things that we weren't, for instance, for our medical front office students, we were not able to move around CPR to a virtual model. However, to help students out with that, we provided transportation, things such as transportation, to make sure that there would be no reason for a student not to be able to get to the location. So we try to cover all aspects of the situation to make sure that the students
They can get there.
Yes, absolutely.
Would you say no excuse zone? How about that?
No excuses at all.
How about you, Ashley? What extraordinary precautions have you taken outside of the usual for COVID, to make sure that your staff and your clients, as well, the people that you service, have what they need?
Right. So on the administrative side, we changed our employment process, which is pretty much done virtually now, the entire process. Our interviews are phone interviews. Even the employment paperwork now is sent electronically and can be signed electronically and processed that way. Background checks are done off-site. So you don't actually have to come into our office until you are actually hired and receiving your client information. And then you will have to come in, obviously, do that. And anytime you come into the office, it's by appointment only. I'm sorry, so that we can limit crowding in the office, because it is a small office. So we do it by appointment only. So we only have maybe one, maybe two people in our office at one time. So you don't have to come. On the employment side, you can't do much of anything because we are doing hands-on care. So the best thing you can do is just try your best to protect yourself. And we provide you masks, gloves, hand sanitizer. We are constantly telling our employees to make sure you're washing your hands, make sure you're doing checks with your client to make sure that you and your client aren't showing any symptoms of COVID-19. If they are, we ask that they report it so that we can go from there and get some testing done, and see if we need to remove anyone or replace anyone. So we're trying our best with this, because it's healthcare. It's only so much we can do.
Right.
There's no social distancing when you're trying to give someone a bath, or so
Right.
Right.
But we're trying to do our best and make sure that they're protected in any way they can. Unfortunately, sometimes clients do actually contract COVID-19, and that happens, but they still need care. So we just make sure that our employees are aware, and that they are okay with it, first of all, if they want to do that, and that they just protect themselves if it happens.
Exactly. And one good way to do that, you might want to, this is a light note, stock up on some more Lysol. I know it's been a shortage of it, but it's back out. And I've been rushing back and forth to the store because they have this new fragrance called coconut something. And I've got me one or two cans, but so I'm looking out for that one even more. But yes, the Lysol is helpful too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I haven't I haven't seen that fragrance yet.
Neither.
I'll bring you a can.
But let me ask you this, Ashley, since you mentioned baths and the COVID, and I was that kind of chimes into my question. What is a typical day like? You know, since we know what it is normally when there's not COVID, but since there is sort of COVID still going on for a candidate that's interested and want to apply, what is a typical day like for them? And do they have more than one location, or are they just assigned to one location?
It's up to them. So you can take as many clients, as many hours as you would like. Some people do have more than one client. And they do go from location to location. And they would change how they're supposed to, their PPE and things like that. You never want to leave a client's house when the same PPE you went in with. You
That's
want
right.
to change that now. They can have more than one client. And some people just stick with one client. It's really kind of up to them. And that's what I was speaking about, the flexibility, because it's pretty much basically we can work with you and we work with the clients and we try to match you with whatever fits for you is with your knowledge, your availability.
Okay.
So as far as COVID-19, not much changes in home care because they still need the help. They're still going to need that care. So the day-to-day does not change. Once you go in, you assess the client. Of course, you make sure that they're okay, see what you need to do when you go in. And every situation is going to be different. Every day is going to be different.
Absolutely.
That's why we ask you to come in, that you understand you're coming in with knowledge and you understanding that every time that you go in, it may be something that you're not aware of.
That's right.
So you just get out. And if you have any questions, that's what we're here for. You always give us a call.
Right. He could have had a good day today. He could have had a good day today, and then tomorrow may be a bad day, but it's the same client.
That's very true. Very true.
Now, Kirsten, as far as the training is concerned, you did explain to us everything now is virtual, and we understand that. But when a customer goes and sign in on their computer, what is their day like? From the beginning to end, not far as the program, but just a typical day like for them, far as that training is concerned.
Sure. So virtually, the students will log in around 9:30 a.m. We utilize the Zoom platform. So they'll log into their Zoom with their instructor. They'll have theory class. The instructor will pull up PowerPoints. Everyone will have the material that they're all supposed to be following along with. We do provide the students with like support supplies such as highlighters, notebooks, folders, pens, pencils, all the stuff that they need to get the
succeed.
To succeed. Exactly. So they're in theory class till about 12:30 in the afternoon. From there, we do encourage the students to take about 2 hours each day to carve out to study. We do also provide them note cards. There is a lot of note taking. So they're not in class all day. So they still have the flexibility to have employment all the while taking this training. So yeah, that's about it. They're in there from 9:30 to 12:30 and then a good 2 hours to dedicate to studying.
Wonderful. Yep. Wonderful.
Okay. Now, ladies, this is one of my favorite questions. Of course, we here in Baltimore City, we are here to service a variety of clients. And some of our clients have issues being justice involved or background friendly. So are your positions as well as your training sessions open to individuals who have any background issues? And if so, what advice would you give to those applicants that are interested in applying with your company? We can start with Kirsten.
All right. Okay. So to answer your question, yes, we are offender friendly. However, so what we do is we implement something that we call Challenge Week. Challenge week is the very, very first week of training. It really is like an orientation, but we call it challenge week because we really want the students to demonstrate, put their best effort forth, and really, give us an insight as to who they are, because we are in this virtual realm. So yes, so the students are coming on, and I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. What was the question?
That's okay.
I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about the
offender
background.
framework.
Yes.
Yes. So with Challenge Week, I'm sorry. So they come on Challenge Week, and what we do is we encourage the students to case search themselves. And if they have anything on their record, to bring it up to us, whoever is in the role of their case manager, to bring it up, because we do partner with Maryland Volunteer Lawyer Services. And what we like to do is we like to tackle that right head on. The students are in training for about 6 to 12 weeks. So that first week of training, let's take a look at your record, see if there's anything that can be done about it. And if so, we'll make the referral to MVLS. And Chris Sweeney, he does an excellent job of working with our clients, and it gets taken care of. So by the time that the students are submitting their application to the Maryland Board of Nursing, then that background piece has been cleared up.
Okay.
Awesome. That's awesome.
A wonderful collaboration, no doubt, because a lot of times we come across individuals who are, and I'm sure you're speaking about probably expungements or just any additional service that may help them so that they can move after training to the employment process. So that's a wonderful.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yes.
And how about you, Ashley?
Right. So it's pretty much the same. By the time you come to us that's looking for employment, your background should be clear if you have a CNA, because you wouldn't be able to get it if I'm not mistaken. If you have a clear background. Unfortunately, working with individuals in the home one-on-one, there's no direct oversight. There are some things that we can work with, but normally convictions would not work. Because we want to have somebody that is with a clear background from the state of Maryland that can go in and be trustworthy in someone's home with them by themselves. There are certain things that Kristen said they can be expunged, so that you don't have to worry about that when you're coming into the employment process. So my advice would be to take care of that before you come in to try to get employed by an agency or any other facility, so that that's not on your record and it's not discouraging to someone that's looking to have you take care of their loved one.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's true. I agree. I totally agree with that. Now this is funny, and it's so good that you guys are on here together, because I've been dying to do this. Okay, so say, Kirsten, I've taken your training and I've successfully completed, and now I want to go over to Trustworthy because I want to get employed. So how long does it take? It's kind of twofold. I'm leaving Kirsten's training. I've got my certification and I'm graduated. Now I've called Trustworthy and I want to apply. Is there a certain time frame that, or will you take someone straight out of training, or do they need to be employed a certain amount of time? I guess this question is for Ashley, but I had to focus. I said to see.
Yeah, we hire new CNAs. We'll take someone right out of training. Now you may not, go straight into very extensive care, because you obviously want to have some hands-on experience. But we do have that don't need that much extensive care, and someone straight out of training should just have the basic knowledge on what to do when they go in. So we definitely would take new CNAs, and oftentimes we do that anyway, because working for an agency can often be a stepping stone for them.
That's right.
For example, if you want to go on and work in a facility or a hospital, I think they need more experience. So this could be a stepping stone for them to say, yes, I do have experience, and then they can go on careers.
I agree. I always tell my customers it's an excellent tool and it's excellent on your resume. And then you could say that you've gained some knowledge of that. And we know about the 3 steps that Kirsten mentioned. But just saying that to say, if indeed you was to tell someone, Kirsten, what soft skills would they need, including the 3 steps, to successfully complete your training?
So, okay, so all the while the students are taking our training, they're in job readiness. So that is working with our job readiness team on making sure they have a resume, making sure they have a cover letter, making sure that they understand that they need to adjust their resumes according to who they're applying to. Making sure that they have experience with a mock interview with real live employers. And the coordinator of that, she does an excellent job of keeping her ear to the industry and finding out what employers are looking for so we can educate our students.
Wonderful. It's kind of funny. I think you two made a connection because after this, Kirsten, you probably need to get with Trustworthy so Trustworthy can get those students.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Now, Ashley, the soft skills needed with you, are there any soft skills? Well, we know what number one is, compassion. I mean, I can actually say that, but is anything in addition that you could think of that will help someone to succeed, to not only make it with you, but going forward to further careers with the hospitals and things of that?
Yeah, so you need great communication skills and customer service skills. You need a great bedside manner, of course. You need to be competent when you come to us, and committed as well. And we also look for people that are coachable, meaning that you're open to additional training and learning new things going forward. So that's also one thing we like as well. And documentation is a pretty important part as well. You want to be able to document what's going on with your client. We want to make sure that they understand what's going on because you're the person that's in there day to day. So we're just looking for people definitely committed, of course, and compassionate, most importantly, but also someone that's clinically competent, is willing to keep in communication with nurses and the agency and the clients and the families, understand your day-to-day is also keeping in communication with people to making sure that your client is getting the best care that they need.
Oh, that's excellent. Wonderful.
That's quite a bit. And that's important. Like you said, communication, customer service, compassion, commitment, and to be coachable. And that's with most jobs, but definitely with the jobs when you're dealing with home health care and things of that nature.
That's right.
My question kind of encompasses that. Can you give us an example of a success story in each of your businesses of someone who incorporated all of those things and just was a stellar student or was a stellar employee? And Kirsten, we can start with you for that program.
Sure.
And if you need me to come back to you, I can start with Ashley because you probably have a lot of stellar students that you're thinking of. We lost her a little bit. So we're going to go to Ashley for a minute. So Ashley, give us a little bit of information about one of your stellar employees.
Okay, well, we actually have a few employees that are very great and that have been with us for years, honestly. Some of them have been with us than I have, and I've been here almost 11 years. So someone like that is someone that just shows up to work and is compassionate with their client. And like I said, they keep in communication with us. If they need to take time off, they don't do it the same day. They let us know what's going on.
Right.
We can send someone else because you do have to remember this is someone's life. So and I understand people are people and things do happen, but you're also taking care of someone else. So you want to make sure that they're taken care of in your absence as well. So that's a good example of someone that just comes every day and is willing to keep learning. And if they don't know something, they ask and they try to figure that out so that they make sure their client is getting the best care, because that's what's most important. What we're most focused on is just making sure our clients get the best care and that our employees are, knowledgeable and know what's going on.
And you know what? Oh, go ahead, Katanya.
No, Ashley, did you have something else to say?
Oh, no, you can go ahead. I wasn't sure if you wanted a direct example or if because I have quite a great employee.
Yeah. Sure, you can give us an example of one employee.
One employee that I can think of off the top of my head, her name is Kim. I'll just say her first name because I didn't talk to her before this. But Kim comes every day. She's been with her client for a very long time. She's loved by her clients and her clients' family. She keeps in contact with us all the time. She documents very well. She, was very knowledgeable in the field that she's in, and over the years was open to learning more. So that she can move up, which is what she did. She went from clients that weren't very extensive care to clients that had very, extensive care, talking 12-hour shifts. So that she moved up in the agency over the years. So that's a pretty good example in my.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes, that's definitely wonderful.
What a nice success story.
Right. And it's something that people could, rely on and use as they can use her as a model going forward for what they need to do in those roles with you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I
So moving
agree.
over to Kirsten. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Sorry.
Oh,
I
no,
got lost
we
for a second.
understand. Technical difficulties happen, but
Yeah,
we
yes.
made it work. You eased right back in. Not a problem.
Yeah.
So can you let us know about a stellar student, what out of the
Sure.
many that you have had, and what made that student so wonderful? And did they go on for employment, things of that nature?
Sure, sure. So I'll talk about it. I have so many, so many, but one student that is at the forefront of my mind, and I'm actually still working with her to this day. We're very, very close. She participated in our Grads to Career program, which is a initiative for recent high school graduates to participate in CNA GNA training. So she completed the program in November of 2020. And just from that, she was just so ready for employment. She was just very, very responsive. She communicated well. She did well on the interviews. She was very open to feedback. She always wanted to know, how she was doing, what tips or pointers could we give her. And as a result of that, she is now working not one, but two jobs in the healthcare industry with her CNA certification. She's very ready for the GNA exam. So she's working in home health because it, as Ashley shared, it gives a whole lot of flexibility. That's where she started out. And using that experience, she was able to also obtain employment with University of Maryland. So she's doing excellent right now. And also she just shared with me that she'll be moving into her own place on July 1st. So yes, so that is one of our success stories. And really that's ultimately the goal. The goal is, to go into a career and bring yourself to a place of self-sufficiency. And that's what she did. She utilized all of the theory training that she learned with us. She utilized the job readiness training that she learned, the mock interviewing, in addition to the financial literacy education that she learned, where she learned how to better manage her money, how to budget, what percentage to allocate to rent. So she used it all, and yes, I love just watching her milestones.
Okay, that is so awesome to know, and that's a lot of great information. And like you said, we want to provide opportunities, whether it's training or employment, for people to move forward. Hearing about her getting a job last year during COVID, two jobs, and now her own place coming up in July. That's awesome. I love it.
Yes.
I think it's just so wonderful hearing and if you notice, both of you guys said you had so many stories. I mean, you only shared one, but just the mere fact that you had so many stories there, and the stories are all success. So I know, having everyone listen, they know that success comes from this. We know that if I take this training, I can go to Trustworthy and, potentially start off in caregiver and then possibility lead to a hospital. You just said those lateral moves that one of your candidates did. And I just think that's awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Now I do know, Ashley, this question is directed to you. With staffing agencies, do they offer, with Trustworthy, do you offer any benefits for your candidates that are employed? Maybe like healthcare. I know sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. Do you know if you offer any?
So for healthcare, yes, I think we have to now, but you do have to be a full-time employee,
Okay.
meaning you over 32 hours per week, I believe, and you
Okay.
do have having health care. We do holiday bonuses as well sometimes, but you do have to work for our company for at least 2 years. And then the other bit, of course, is flexibility. Unfortunately, because we're an agency, it's not that too many benefits that come with it that you would get from a normal corporation, because we're a small business agency. And that's why I kind of stress the point that you can use this opportunity as a stepping stone to go on and further your career. And that's what most of our employees do. Just speaking about success stories, I know someone that started off with us as a home health aide, which is she didn't even have her CNA license at first, and now she's going on to be an RN. So, and she can still work for us as an RN as well, but she can also go on and to do other things. So I try to stress that you want to use your resources, use
That's
us
right.
as your stepping stone, but also take into consideration that even though this may be a stepping stone, that you never know who you know, so treat it as your career, because we're going to
Absolutely.
help you going on
Right.
to further your career. You get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I definitely do. And you know what, Ashley, you said a key word, stepping stone. And a lot of employers don't say that. And I think that's awesome that you said that more than once. Use it as a stepping stone. And
Right.
also, I think it's great that you don't provide a lot of benefits, but at least the benefits that you do provide, that's still excellent, during this time. And I think that's awesome. Now, Kirsten, with
Mhm.
the training part of it, the component, I know you don't have the benefits per se, but for a person that's taking the trainings, and say if they needed daycare or transportation or bus pass, do you offer anything like that for your students?
Absolutely, absolutely. We tell the students anything that you need a resource for or you need assistance with, anything you can think of, ask. Ask. You never
Wonderful.
know. As we said, no excuses. We will help with transportation, materials, anything that hinders the student from being successful while they are participating. We will try to tackle on, because we life is happening. Life is
Right.
happening, and we also know that when we try to do something, something always wants to come and get in the way.
That's right.
So
That's right.
therefore, that's the whole purpose of us as case managers, to support our students along the journey, even after the journey. We even follow them for a whole entire year after
That's
they finish
wonderful.
with us, to make sure that they're moving in the direction that they want to see themselves going in.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Made me think about thinking a second guest part time.
What over?
Exactly. So, ladies, of course, this is one of the questions that we all want to know, especially when it pertains to the job opportunities. What's the general salary, or at least starting salary range for those positions with Trustworthy? And then also, Kirsten, is there any type of stipend or any type of compensation that you give to the students for going through the training or completing the training, or any type of assistance that you may offer them? So let's start with Ashley.
Okay, so our starting rate for home care would be around 12.50, and you have a chance to accelerate that rate as well. Going forward, based on up to about $15 an hour, based on where you're placed, of course, and the funding for that placement, and your experience. So
Mhm.
the kind of go around the range, and that's for home care, home health aides, CNAs, GNAs. We do also hire LPNs and RNs, not for home care, but facilities. Right now, COVID testing as well, and school nurses, things of that nature. And those rates do vary, so you would have to call and find out what your rate would be based on your experience and your placement. With us
Okay.
being an agency, it kind of does vary. So it kind of depends on where you're trying to go.
Okay. All right. But
Okay.
definitely, like you said, at least $12.50 an hour.
Yeah, that's the start.
Okay, not a problem.
But
And
she did say it was a stepping stone.
She did.
Yes.
That's our vocabulary word for today, stepping stone. Yes, indeed. And Miss Kirsten, is there any type of stipend or compensation that you offer the students, or any type of assistance if they needed some financial assistance going through the
Sure.
program?
Yes. So stipend, no, we don't offer a stipend, and we've tested that theory out, but it becomes a bit difficult to assess commitment and compassion when you're offering a stipend for participation. So we've kind of set that aside. However, supportive assistance, absolutely. Again, if they have any, if it's affecting them being in class, and that can range from anything. It can be computer issues, Wi-Fi issues, gas and electric issues. We definitely will provide some supportive services. And if we can't handle the issue, then we will refer the client to someone who can. Absolutely.
Okay. That's wonderful.
Wow.
Trying to help break down any barriers.
Any barriers, all of them. Absolutely.
No excuse for them not to complete it.
No
I can't
excuse.
come because of this. No, that's not true. I can't come because of this. No, that's not true. Anything you need, we got. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think we do a great job of covering all bases, because in the end, it's no excuses.
Right.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
And if you all don't mind, I wanted to just kind of chime in and on something that Ashley was talking about. And Joy, you mentioned this quite often throughout this about, home health agencies being a stepping stone. It really is. I can say I started out as a CNA GNA years ago, and if it wasn't for that experience, then I wouldn't be, sitting here doing what I'm doing today. So that just goes to show you never know where you could end up.
That's right.
When you at least get your foot in the door.
That's right.
So I encourage everyone to that has an interest in healthcare, even if you have aspirations of becoming an RN, doing CNA GNA work is the foundation of healthcare. Once you know how to serve as a CNA GNA, it makes the other jobs a lot easier. The nursing, the physician, all the LPNs, it makes it a lot easier because the CNA GNAs are doing the groundwork.
That's right.
They really are. They're doing the groundwork. So I encourage everyone to consider home health as a stepping stone.
That's awesome.
What a nice plug-in.
Yes. Because it really works. It works.
It does, and we just come in and that you compassion. I know we keep saying that, but it's true. It's true. You really do have to have a passion for this work. You can't come into it without that. And as long as you come in with that compassion and that commitment, you can go on to do amazing things.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
Awesome. So we did touch upon the interview and screening process, and we understand that for the training that it's virtual. For the home health care work, it's pretty much in person. So Joy, feel free to ask them more about the interview process.
Well, now I'm just curious. Now I'm going to direct this question to Ashley. Now, with your interviewing process, you explain everything to me as far as how's it going with virtual and things of that nature. But now the interviewing process, it is virtual, correct? So they don't go inside to do an interview. Am I correct?
No, ma'am. It's by phone. We do you have a phone. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's by phone. And once they finish all the qualifications that they need, let me ask you, do they do maybe like a soft skills, maybe before they actually go to the home? Do they shadow with someone before they go right into it by any chance? Do they work with someone?
I'm sorry. So it depends on the placement. What we do after your interview, our interview process is you come in, you do your phone interview. After that, you do your pre-employment exam. You want to make sure you're clinically competent. So you do have to pass such as a home care exam, a personal care, also HIPAA, which is very important.
That's right.
A safety exam, safety and compliance as well. And then we ask you fill out a checklist so that we know what you're competent in, what you need help in, so that we know where to place you. If you're going into something that's more extensive care, more than likely you would do what is called a meet and greet, where you go in with the client. You meet the client, you meet the client's family. Sometimes there may be a nurse there as well, but it's just a chance for you to see what the client needs and to make sure that you're okay providing that service to the client. So you don't have to care first without knowing anything. Sometimes, depending on the care of the client, you may go in just to assess the client. And that's someone that may not need more extensive care, meaning they may be able to get up and walk around. You just may need to help them around the house, something like that, that you won't actually need to go in and be trained for. But for someone that's bedridden or something more extensive, you will go in, meet with the client first, see what they need, talk to them, make sure it's a good fit for you and the client. But
I tell you what, Ashley, if I had any questions, I really don't. I mean, you've answered everything. I know what a typical day is like from beginning to end. And then I know I can go over, I can get my training from Kirsten. Then I know I can call Trustworthy and perhaps plug me in so I can start my goal. Awesome, lady.
Yeah. You definitely have
provided a lot. Our process is pretty fast as well. Employment process, now that everything's done over the phone or virtually. I mean, you can fill out an application today, and if your background clears tomorrow, you can come in. We can get you started.
Wow,
that's amazing.
That's amazing. Totally.
How's that for closing the gap?
Exactly. and on Kirsten's side, with training, they're going to do everything they possibly could do to make them successful to complete the class. So no excuses.
No excuses. And they will be ready, Ashley. We will have them ready.
Yeah, you think I'm ready? I need some of your graduates.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yes, indeed. And what we'd like to do now before we close is to go to the Facebook. We did highlight some of the comments. We are just so appreciative of everyone joining us. But I see that one of our, a new organization called No Struggle, No Success. Hello, Ms. Gonzalez. She left a comment, and we'll be sure to connect with her so that we can provide her youth and adults with some of the services who are interested in your program as well as employment. And then we also have a wonderful question from our colleague, Ms. Moore Durant, who wants to know, are there any additional certifications that are available, such as conflict de-escalation or working effectively for mental health clients? Do you provide any of those services at the Bond Secours training? And also, are you looking for those services as well, Kirsten?
So we do. We currently just partnered with Black Mental Health Alliance. So we will be working with them as our mental health partner. We also have our outpatient mental health services at Bon Secours. So we have a number of resources for our grants and career students. We have our direct contact, Ms. Jessica Mott. She's the social worker assigned to that initiative. So we definitely have all aspects covered. We don't offer training or certifications for that type of training, but for students or participants that come in and that need those type of resources, we do have them available. Yes.
It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Yes, indeed. And of course, we want everyone who's listening, or if you know anyone who's interested, please contact us here at MOED so that we can connect you with these two wonderful ladies. In addition to that, did you all want to leave any parting words of how you want people to reach you in reference to your job opportunities as well as your training program?
I can go first.
Go ahead.
Okay, you can. So you can always go to our website, which is www.tss.care. Our employment process can be started there. There's a tab at the top that says employment opportunities. And you can go there to fill out an application. You can always reach us on Facebook as well, Trustworthy Staffing Solutions on Facebook. And also you can go old school and just give us a call. Our phone is 484-4156. You can call us anytime. We do have on call, so even after hours, someone's there to either answer the call or you can leave us a voicemail. We can get you started, as well as clients. If you have anyone that may need the care, they can also do the same thing, same process. Just give us a call and we'll help you through it.
And Kirsten?
All right. So it's two ways you can reach us. You can do it, as Ashley said, the old-fashioned way and give us a phone call. Our phone number is 410-801-5100. Again, that's 410-801-5100. Or you can send me an email directly. And my email address is Kirsten, and that is spelled KIRSTEN _ Moore MOORE at B as in boy, S as in Sam, H as in Henry, S as in Sam, I as in igloo.org. So those are the two ways to reach us. Feel free to give us a call at any time, leave a voicemail. Our administrative assistant will be sure that she gets you connected to us.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Absolutely wonderful.
This was great.
All right, ladies. Well, we are so appreciative and thankful for you joining us today and sharing information
Yes.
about the training opportunities, which would lead to wonderful job opportunities. Bond, Secure,
Absolutely.
Mercy, Baltimore Health System, and also with Trustworthy Staffing. And we really appreciate it. We look forward to definitely referring more students to you, as well as job seekers. How about that? And now we've hopefully made a really great, allow you all to make a good connection. So
Absolutely.
Yes.
You guys have actually bonded well.
no doubt.
Wonderful,
So
wonderful.
much.
Thank you
And,
for joining us.
like I said, we'll be more than happy to
Thank
have
you
you
so
come back
much
to the
for having
show
me.
another time as well.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right. Thank you for joining us, ladies, and you all have a wonderful day.
You too. Nice
Bye-bye.
You guys have a good.
You too. Now, for those staying tuned, we just have 2 more minutes that we wanted to discuss and let you know about some wonderful events that are coming up virtually here, employment sessions. First, we are doing 2 virtual healthcare information sessions for those of you that are interested in careers in the healthcare division. The first one is next Tuesday, June
That's
8th.
right.
We
That's
will have
right.
a virtual info session talking with employers, and those 2 companies will be Creative Options as well as the University of Maryland. Also on Tuesday, June 15th, we're going to have another virtual info session with Future Care and Organization of Hope. And we want you to register for those information sessions. Definitely start registering for the one for June 8th. And that's simply by going to bit.ly /MOED healthcare session. That's bit.ly /healthcare session. And then the week after that, tell them about that event, Joy.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I can't even wait. After the information sessions and hearing all the great opportunities that those employers have, we're actually going to hold a virtual job fair. So if you tune in on the 8th and the 15th, you get to actually interview with those candidates. So please look at that information center, listen to all the great opportunities and job openings that they have, and be ready to have a virtual face-to-face interview with those candidates. How wonderful.
Yes, indeed. The employers will be here ready to interview you. Well, once again, we've come to a close of another wonderful program for our Employ Baltimore show. And we thank you, everyone, so much for joining us today. Shout out to the job seekers, employers that joined us, community partners, and most of all, our MOED colleagues. I would definitely be
Yes.
remiss if I did not also give acknowledgement to our wonderful show producer for today, Antonio Logan. Thank you so much. Now we hope,
Thank you. Thank you.
yes, Antonio, thank you. We hope that you obtain some valuable information about today, whether it was a training component or information about employment, and learning that some jobs are stepping stones, but yet they're very important for you to have.
That's
And
right.
we want you to take advantage of these opportunities if you need it. Now, if you want to learn more information about other employment opportunities, please call us. Refer to our job board, but we also want you to call us. And our job board, of course, as we mentioned, is moed.baltimorecity.gov /job seekers /now hiring. And you can also give us a call at 410-396-3009, and we'll do our best to connect you with the Career Center that's closest to you. And a wonderful BSR like Joy and myself.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I enjoyed this. This was my first Facebook Live show, and I truly enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. And of course, as Joy, tell them about the businesses, what we want the businesses to do if they're watching.
Oh my goodness, businesses, we are most important. We want you to get these job seekers. These job seekers are ready to work. So
Mm-hmm.
please reach out to them. They are ready to work. Review their resumes, get on that Maryland Workforce Exchange and look for these job seekers. They are ready.
Yes, everyone. And then we also have some training. So if you're interested in learning more about the training opportunities, please complete our assistance request form. And that's also bit.ly/assistance request. And you'll have the opportunity to learn more about the trainings that they mentioned. For example, if you want a job driving with DPW, you'll be training in CDL, CLA, CDLB, CNA, GNA, some of the jobs that we were talking about today, and a whole host of other things. So please go to that assistance request form so that we'll have someone contact you. Oh, I think that's it, Joy. What do you think?
I think so too.
Yes. So
Oh my
that
goodness.
concludes our show for today, right?
Yes, it does. I think our two employers really enjoyed themselves as well. I
All
think
right.
they've already exchanged numbers.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. And we just want to remind you, of course, that's my colleague Joy Brown, and I am Katanya Lester. And we are business services representatives here with the Mayor's Office of
Mayor's
Employment.
Office of Employment Development.
Yes. And Joy wants to remind you to do what, Joy?
Oh, by all means, please register for MWE.
Definitely register for MWE, job seekers as well as businesses.
As employees.
Yes. And join us again next week for the Employ Baltimore show, where we will highlight more businesses, more training opportunities in Baltimore City. Because right here at MOED, our mission is to employ Baltimore, and we're here to help you get a job. And what else, Joey?
Qualified job seekers. We're
Yes.
looking for them.
And build a career.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy. You did wonderful. You rocked
Thank
it
you.
today. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.